There was a strong backlash to the government's decision to meet Pakistan's Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi in New York on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly. Pakistan has neither stopped terror nor punished the perpetrators of either Mumbai or the Pathankot terror attacks. The government cited two main reasons for calling off talks with Pakistan: the targeting of security forces personnel and Pakistan glorifying terrorist Burhan Wani by releasing 20 postage stamps. Let's listen in to the government spokesperson on why India decided to call off talks with Pakistan.
Any conversation with Pakistan in such an environment would be meaningless. In view of the changed situation, there will be no meeting between the foreign ministers of India and Pakistan in New York. The latest brutal killings of our security personnel by Pakistan-based entities and the recent release of a series of 20 postage stamps by Pakistan glorifying a terrorist and terrorism confirm that Pakistan will not mend its ways.
So what explains the government's sudden change of heart? Joining me now on the broadcast, Ambassador Rajiv Dogra, India's former Consul General at Karachi, Tom Vadakan of the Congress Party, Vineet Goenka of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Kuldeep Khoda is former Director General of the Jammu and Kashmir Police. But my first question is to Ambassador Dogra. Ambassador Dogra, in your appreciation, what brought about this change of heart?
Well, as far as the so-called environment is concerned, it was known to the government of India when they decided to have that meeting because the stamps were released in July in Pakistan. As far as the security personnel are concerned, one of them who was brutally murdered was murdered before the announcement. So these two events were known to the government of India when they decided to go ahead with the meeting. So the surprise is that they should have decided to go on for the meeting, knowing fully well that Imran Khan has not changed his views or ways, because right from the beginning he has been talking about Kashmir.
Stay with me for a moment. Vineet Goenka, does the Narendra Modi government have a Pakistan policy or it lacks a Pakistan policy? Because as Ambassador Dogra pointed out, these stamps about Burhan Wani, they came out in July. The BSF constable was tortured, body mutilated, killed on Tuesday. So why this change of heart on Friday?
See, that policy is very clear. There is no talk with terror. And that's been the talk by the Prime Minister, also by the Minister of External Affairs and everybody.
Then what was this meeting all about on Friday?
There is no
what was the decision all about to have a meeting in New York?
It was not communicated. I was in the talk with on your channel in the morning also. They said we will consider whether they should meet in
I am sorry, they said it was decided that the Indian Foreign Minister will meet Shah Mahmood Qureshi. It will not consider. It was decided that they will meet.
It was very clear whether we should meet or not, and the no talks with terrorists or terror Pakistan was a very clear policy.
So what brought about this change in that policy?
There is no change in the policy. There is no policy change. It is very clear. We will not talk to them, and the talks at the level of NSA or at the level of Coast Guards and all will continue as the institutional discussion.
Now nobody has issues with NSA level talks. Why was Foreign Minister meeting?
They are not meeting. They have clarified.
Now they have clarified. What brought about this change of heart, sir?
There is a request which came from Pakistan Prime Minister, and after that there was a consideration. After a high-level meeting, they have decided not to meet. That's
I am sorry, you are taking away from the fact that they said that it has been decided that they will meet. Tom Vadakan, can the government get away by saying that it was a pragmatic decision, it's a dynamic move, keeping in mind the sentiments of the people, the decision to meet and now the decision not to meet?
It is a belated decision. The decision comes 24 hours later. They have released stamps commemorating terrorists, and the government of India was silent, blind perhaps, and yet now you have the mutilation, the killing of soldiers, and now last minute they say the talks are off. I mean, this flip-flop must end. You must tell Pakistan very categorically, if you mean business, you settle your problems internally.
Yes.
But if you turn against India, we are a competent army and we are capable of giving fitting reply. But this government
even the Congress
has
did not
no
do that
agenda.
post
What
2611,
foreign
sir?
policy are we talking about?
I
This
agree.
is
I agree. What kind of foreign policy is this? But
2611, no, 27.
Yes, sir.
No, you don't take history, Savan. I mean, basically, these people are messing up big time. That's the issue.
And that's the tragedy. You know, the Congress messed up with post 2611. The BJP appears to be messing up now. And Geeta Mohan, what explains the flip-flop? Geeta Mohan, a foreign affairs editor with me on the broadcast. Geeta, what brought about this sudden change of heart? Because as Ambassador Dogra pointed out, the stamps came out in July and the BSF constable, head constable was killed on Tuesday.
Well, that's right. There can't be any other reason, Gaurav, but a rethink because of the kind of outrage that the Indian government saw. 2019 is going to be very important. The killings and the incident in Jammu and Kashmir today is also one of the aspects that were taken into account. But certainly it just can't be because of the BSF Jawan's mutilation and the torture that the BSF Jawan was put through, given that it happened a day before the decision. So I think, Gaurav, according to me, it is a day too late that they're deciding on what really should have happened a day before. Calling off of talks was because of the feelers that they got from various quarters that this certainly doesn't sit well. And also, remember, what is really going to happen at the United Nations General Assembly is also something that was really taken into account.
Yes.
Qureshi is not going to tone down his statement, given that that's the first statement of Imran Khan administration at the world body. So these are all aspects
so
that
they
were
woke
taken
up a
into
day too late,
consideration
Mr. Goenka?
before the government really decided to call off talks. A day too late.
Let Geeta finish and
Okay, so they woke up. Let me bring in Kuldeep Khoda. As former Director General of Police of Jammu and Kashmir, what message, Mr. Khoda, would meeting Shah Mahmood Qureshi in New York have sent to the security forces in Jammu and Kashmir who are facing the brunt of Pakistan state-sponsored terror?
Telling you frankly, this meeting was not required at all. In the wake of the terrorist on a spree of killing of policemen and the border security force Jawan at the border, this meeting was absolutely non-essential, and this doesn't send a real good message to the forces operating on ground. Having said that, our forces, especially the J&K police, is quite capable of coming over these challenges. In the past also such incidents have happened.
Yes.
And they have overcome that, and they have been doing a wonderful job. Today also 5 terrorists were killed who had infiltrated in the Bandipur sector.
Yes.
And the operations will go on. There will be no dent in operations.
But Ambassador Dogra, do you buy this argument that the Narendra Modi government has followed a consistent policy of no talks and terror? Because we saw in the invitation to former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, then we saw cancellation of talks on Hurriyat, rightfully so of course, but then we saw Prime Minister Narendra Modi go to Lahore, we saw the backstabbing in Pathankot, and now we were seeing this talks going to happen in New York, or just a handshake or some kind of meeting. Is this a consistent policy, Ambassador Dogra?
Well, that's why Pakistan is so smug. It knows that whatever India might say today, 15 days later or a couple of weeks later, it will reverse and come back to the negotiating table. So Pakistan is a master at doublespeak and at utilizing every PR opportunity. Right from the beginning of this government, the Imran Khan government, they have been appealing and talking to the world by tempting India to come to the talks table. And if India does not come to the talk table, they'll tell the world, as they would at the United Nations, that look, we tried our best, these people are not interested. At the same time, they are continuing with the policy of terror, and we are falling into the trap on both the ways, because if we are just concentrating on eliminating the terrorists in Kashmir, then new ones will spring.
Yes.
And they will increase in number as soon as we have eliminated a couple.
So, Mr. Khoda, the time is to deal with Pakistan state-sponsored terror at every level.
The branches of let me just complete this. We are just hitting at the branches of terror in Kashmir, whereas the roots of terror are in ISI headquarters.
Oh, absolutely.
And in
it's an
army
in
along
Pakistan.
the border and along the LOC. Till we make them pay, it will not end.
Absolutely, and I sincerely hope, whether it's the Congress, the BJP, our country is on one page to deal with Pakistan state-sponsored terror.